The first thing to think about when you think of e-waste is, first of all, the amount of e-waste that's being produced. Think about how many things you plug in today. It's the largest growing stream of waste in our communities and our municipalities today. We can't send them to landfill. We can't send them overseas. We need to treat them responsibly from a social and environmental standpoint. And the last thing to think about when you think about these devices is that they're very rich in natural resources that, from an environmental standpoint, we need to retrieve and recover so that we can reuse them, as opposed to continuing to just deplete the planet of the resources that it has to offer. And this is really what GEEP is all about. This is what GEEP does. We manage the waste stream of electronics that comes from our municipalities and communities every day to reintroduce these products into the value stream so that they can be used by manufacturers to produce the next generation of device. The redeployment process is intended to reuse the products as much as possible. Again, that's the least impact to the environment. The process is really quite simple. The first thing that we do is secure the assets and erase the memory of any information that's on those devices. Get it in proper working order, reinstall the operating system and so forth, and then redeploy it to a marketplace that we determine with the client is in their best interests. The importance of data security for the Royal Bank. Royal Bank offers services and security to their customers, and they can't compromise one at the detriment of the other. What we're able to do by removing all the information from these devices entirely is allow the Royal Bank to advance the hardware that they use to service their clients, and at the same time protect their security and allow for these assets to be redeployed into the market where they can be reused and ease the burden on the environment. GEEP spends a lot of energy on research and development, principally to try and find a way to divert as much of the waste stream away from landfill as possible. It's a very lofty ambition. Some of the things that we've done to try and do that are take materials from the stream that don't really have a useful home yet, process them to a point where they can find a useful place. One of the things that we've done is developed a process with partners to turn plastic into diesel fuel. And indeed, we use that diesel fuel at our plants to power some of our equipment. It's not commercially viable yet, but it's a good effort to try and find a good home for these products. Another example is dust that we produce in our process. It's a residual product, and it's very difficult for our downstream processors, which are essentially refineries and smelters, to use in their process. We've found a way to briquette that material, so we were actually converting it to man-made ore that can be used in these processes to harness the raw materials out of those products and reintroduce them into the value stream and divert things away from landfill.